Hey, good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Guns with Pupwud and our Ladies Get Your Gun Basic Firearms Training course. Tonight we're going to talk about the 4 most common accessories people purchase after they purchase their handgun. Second only to the holsters are these 4 accessories. And we're going to talk about aftermarket sights, potentially night sights or high visibility sights. We're going to talk about ERDs, electronic red dot sights. We're going to talk about flashlights and flashlight/laser combos, and we're going to talk about triggers for your particular gun. With all of these accessories that we're going to talk about this evening, please make sure, if you haven't already seen our video on holsters, please watch it first, because you're going to have to make sure that the holster that you're going to purchase will fit any accessories. Say that 10 times fast. Accessories that you may purchase to put on your gun, such as the electronic red dot sight or your flashlight or flashlight laser combination. Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk Guns with Pupwud, and now let's talk about sights. Let's talk about sights, baby. Okay, different song. Your gun comes with sights, okay? Your gun comes with standard factory front sight blade, front sight post, rear sight blade, rear sight notch. You need to decide whether you're going to be satisfied with the sights that come on it from the factory. This is a Glock Model 42 .380 caliber handgun. Okay, I'm going to hold that right there. It's unloaded, but you can see it comes with the standard Glock white outline, white dot front sight. Okay, many people don't like this particular sighting system, and you can have those sights changed. I have a Glock 19 here that I have switched out for a set of Trijicon HD night sights. And what I like about this particular set of sights, if you remember in our basic training course, and if you haven't taken our basic training course, please click on the link and go to our website and you can look at it. It may be something that you're interested in, and we would certainly appreciate your patronage. But this set of sights, it's got a bright fluorescent yellow dot around the front tritium insert, and it automatically draws your eye's focus to the front sight, and we already know that the front sight is where we should be focusing when aligning our sights and assuming our sight picture before we fire at the range. These sights are very, very rugged, very dependable. They have teeny tiny glass ampules that contain a few, I don't even know the measurements of it. I don't want to say atoms, but it has tritium, which is a radioactive material that glows in the dark. Both the rear sights have the tritium in there and the front sight has the tritium in there, so that in low light conditions you can still see your 3 dots on your sight. In not completely dark conditions, you've still got this fluorescent glow in the dark bright yellow dot around your front sight that makes it very easy to come up and your eye to focus on that front sight. I will tell you, unless you have the proper tools and the proper training, don't try to change out the sights on your own. And also, I will highly recommend to you that to do this, take your guns to a reputable local gunsmith. Please don't take your guns to JoJo the Gun Plumber, because you're going to have issues with it, and you could be firing and your sights fall off your gun. Because there's things that gunsmiths and certified armorers know that JoJo the Gun Plumber doesn't necessarily know about working on your particular gun. Okay? So we've got the night sights there. We've got the standard factory sights. This Sig Sauer 365 came from the factory with Sig Sauer factory sights, but they are night sights. You can also purchase your Glock Smith & Wesson brand new from the factory with night sights, they're usually going to be about $75 to $125 higher than the gun with just your standard white outline, white dot front sight. So you're going to be paying a little bit more for it. But if you're ever going to find yourself in a situation where you may be shooting in low light conditions, you may want to consider the night sights. Okay, great investment for you and your gun. Make sure that if you don't purchase it they're not on your gun when you purchase it new, make sure you have them installed by a certified armorer or qualified gunsmith. Don't take your gun to JoJo the Gun Plumber. That being said, it's 2021. I don't want to line up front sight and rear sight. I want to be high speed, low drag like Navy SEALs. Well, a lot of people are getting into purchasing red dot sights or ERDs, electronic red dot sights for their gun. I will tell you that if you are becoming more seasoned I'm not going to say old, but if you're becoming more seasoned and your eyes are not as sharp as they used to be, you may want to consider an electronic red dot sight. There are probably a dozen different reputable manufacturers of these red dot sights. Now, I have always had to base my handgun purchase and accessory purchase on my life might depend on using this gun, because I carried a gun every day of my life for what now seems like 100 years. But that being said, as I've gotten older, and it is 2021, electronic red dot sighting systems are becoming more and more popular. This particular red dot sighting system is a Trijicon SRO on a Glock Model 34. You basically adjust these sights just like you would a rifle scope. The only thing that is different from it and your rear sight and your front sight is you've got a red dot that when you bring it up, if you've adjusted the sight correctly, where that red dot is where the bullet is going to hit at a particular given distance. Again, this is a high-end Trijicon SRO. It is a very, very dependable, very, very reputable electronic red dot sight. This one is not fitted, this gun is not fitted with suppressor height sights, because we always have to take into consideration Murphy's Law. This gun I use only for competition. I don't carry it as an everyday carry, so I didn't invest the extra $100, $125 to put suppressor height sights on this particular gun. I have a Glock 19 that is an everyday carry gun that I have a Trijicon SRO on, and I have suppressor height sights on it. So, God forbid, in a life or death situation, the battery goes dead in the electronic red dot sight. I've got backup sights that are high enough and they co-witness, or they're in line with the red dot, and I can fire accurately while looking through the sight at my front sight through the rear sight notch, just like I would normally. Something for you to consider. I have recently acquired, probably within the last 3 or 4 months, a SIG Romeo Zero sight that sits on top of this Glock 43X MOS. It is while the Trijicon SRO is manufactured out of aircraft aluminum and meets specific mil spec or military specifications for ruggedness, drop, etc. I got this one because it is very, very lightweight. It is made out of a polymer material. It is designed specifically and works very well with this Glock 43 MOS. SIG has also now started manufacturing a 365 that has the optics ready cut out, and this SIG Romeo Zero fits directly down on the inside of that. So it's very low profile, great for everyday concealed carry. But just like the larger version, this gun has a bright red dot that, if I've adjusted the sight correctly, that bright red dot will be on the target, and that's where the bullet will impact. Now, the only thing that I will tell you about transitioning from standard iron sights, quote unquote iron sights, to electronic red dot sights is your presentation. When you bring the gun up, you're going to have to practice so that when you bring it up, the red dot is directly in the middle of the sight, and you don't have to fish around looking for the red dot. With enough practice, with enough presentation toward your target, when you bring it up, the red dot will be right in the middle of that particular sight. There are different manufacturers of the red dot sights, and you can spend anywhere from literally $69 to $469 for an electronic red dot sight. And we'll get to some student questions in just a little while, but one, I know for a fact, one of the questions that the students have asked is about bargains, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. So some of the most popular sights that are out there are, for your iron sights or aftermarket sights, are Trijicon, Truglo, Ameriglo, Meprolight, XS sights is another manufacturer. Novak sights make aftermarket sights. You're just going to have to look at these, and I would recommend going to your local firing range that may have guns that are already fitted with these particular types of sights to find the brand and model that you particularly like. Me, myself, and I, all three of us, are very, very fond of the Trijicon HD night sights that you see installed on this Glock 19. Really, really good sights. Okay, red dot sights. Some of your most high quality manufacturers are Trijicon, Aimpoint, Leupold, Vortex, Bushnell, Holosun, Sauer, EOtech, Burris, and then there's a new company out there that I've only learned about within the last probably 6 months, is Swamp Fox Optics, and they make a very, very affordable electronic red dot sight that has a freaking lifetime warranty on it. Any company, which many of them do, but any company that can sell you an affordable, a budget-friendly, budget-conscious electronic red dot sight and put a lifetime warranty on it, a no questions asked lifetime warranty, that's something to be said. Also, there is another company out there called Primary Arms that have sights manufactured for them, and you can look at their website as well. They've got dozens of different types of electronic red dot sights if you think that may be what you're in the market for. The next thing that we're going to look at is flashlight accessories for your gun. Now, anybody that has been in the military or been involved in law enforcement will tell you that at night you need a flashlight, because if you can't see your target, you can't shoot well. Well, there are 2 or 3 very, very reputable manufacturers of flashlight. I'll probably even go as far as to say 4 or 5 really highly reputable manufacturers of flashlight, accessory flashlights for your gun. Now, you can buy a regular handheld small flashlight that actuates with a tail cap and use a two-handed, basically you're shooting one hand, but it's a two-handed technique. But you can also purchase a flashlight that mounts directly to the front of your gun, just like this. And I'll shine it on the wall behind me, and you can see this particular one is a Streamlight Tl1 Hl, which is high lumen, and if I remember correctly, the statistics, it is actually like an 800 lumen flashlight. So if you had to protect yourself, putting that bright light into the eyes of a potential attacker is going to cause them to stop attacking for a moment and give you that extra potential 2 or 3 seconds that give you the upper hand in a self-defense situation. This particular one has a push button on it to allow it to attach to the accessory rail on the front of the gun, and then I can tighten it down with a screwdriver or a coin to very securely attach it. Others have two little spring-loaded detents that you will pull down, and you can remove it and attach it to your gun. Safariland, Surefire, Olight are three very reputable manufacturers. Crimson Trace, and some of your firearms manufacturers actually manufacture. Glock has a flashlight that they manufacture that attaches directly to the gun. I don't have one here with me because my daughter has it at her apartment. I don't have one here with me, but it is a combination light laser that you can adjust the laser just like you do the electronic red dot sight. And when you turn it on, the laser is a physical projected laser that goes out and hits on the target. And some of you have probably seen on numerous movies where SWAT teams or military units will be targeting a specific person, and you'll see the red laser on their chest. Well, that's what this particular gun does, and we'll fly in a photograph of a light laser combo. But when you activate the light, it also activates a laser, and you can see the red dot laser. I've got one that's Safariland, and it will actually, there's a switch on it where you can have it laser only, light only, or light laser combination, and you can see that bright red dot in the middle of that bright white LED very well. And if you have adjusted the laser correctly, that's where the bullet's going to hit. Just like anything else, if you buy an accessory like a flashlight for your gun, you're going to have to purchase a holster, and none of the holsters I have here were made for a gun with a light. So you have to purchase a holster that is specific for the model of your gun with a light attached. And the holster manufacturer has different holsters for different models and manufacturers of lights because they are all different shapes and design. And that's all I've got to say about sights, electronic red dot sights, and flashlight and laser combos. Okay, let me get a drink for just a second. Okay, the last thing that we're going to talk about are triggers on your guns. A lot of people want a very easy to pull, smooth trigger on their gun. Okay, knew the gun was unloaded. I'll check magazine well, chamber. A gun with a hard trigger pull is going to be harder for you to shoot accurately. Okay, that being said, one of the accessories that a lot of pistol owners purchase is an aftermarket trigger setup for your particular gun. There are many aftermarket trigger manufacturers that will sell you parts for your gun. Make sure you read the paperwork that came with your gun to make sure that installing some of these aftermarket parts is not going to void the warranty on your particular firearm. Also, I will tell you that make sure that when you purchase these accessories that they're recommended by the manufacturer and that you have them installed by a competent gunsmith or certified armorer for the particular model of gun that you have. If I take my Sig Sauer to a Glock armorer, they're probably not going to have the proper training to work on it, and vice versa. If I take my Glock to a Sig armorer, they may not know. So just keep that in mind. One thing that a lot of people do is they purchase a connector for the Glock, and you can purchase it's called a minus connector directly from Glock. Your local Glock armorer can install it, and it reduces the trigger pull from about 5.5 pounds down to about 3.5 pounds. It is a noticeably lighter trigger pull. Okay, makes it easier for you to pull the trigger, and it makes you able to shoot more accurately. That being said, I would recommend practicing with the factory triggers for your everyday carry self-defense gun. I would not put any of the race gun parts in a gun unless I'm going to use it only on the range, only for competitions, because you may be opening yourself up to some potential liability should you have to use your gun in a self-defense situation. But do some research, talk to your local gunsmiths, talk to your people at your range before you make an investment into an aftermarket trigger for your particular gun. And right now, my better half, Kelly, is going to ask us some questions that have been sent in by students about the accessories that I've talked to you about here tonight. And Kel, what's the first question?
First question is from Gina. It says, will attaching new accessories to my gun allow me to shoot better?
It can. Okay? First of all, to shoot well, you're still going to have to practice 5 marksmanship fundamentals, okay, that we talk about in our Ladies Get Your Gun basic training course. The putting a lighter trigger pull in your trigger or in your gun may allow you to shoot a little bit better, so you don't have to strain as much to pull the trigger. So yes, adding some accessories to your gun may allow you to shoot better, but it just comes down to, Gina, practicing with the accessory on your gun when you go to the range. Okay, Kel, do we have another question?
Yes, this one is from Jennifer. It says, will changing the grip, sights, trigger on my gun affect my accuracy? So she's wanting to know if changing all of it is going to affect her accuracy.
I'm going to give you the favorite question from my friends. Some of them are lawyers. It depends. Okay, it really depends on the situation. Changing the trigger can make the trigger easier to pull, and it can affect the accuracy of the gun. It can affect how well you can practice those 5 marksmanship fundamentals. Okay, definitely changing the trigger out. Putting the light on the end of the gun does add some weight to the gun, therefore it is going to reduce recoil on the gun. So therefore it may allow you to be more accurate because you've got reduced recoil. It may also allow you to come back on target faster because the gun's not jumping as much because you've got a little bit of extra weight added to the end of the barrel. So the sights, absolutely. If you can see your sights better, you can shoot better. If you can see to line your sights up, front sight post inside the rear sight notch, if you can line it up more accurately, absolutely you can shoot better. If you get at a red dot sight and you adjust that red dot sight correctly, absolutely it's going to make you more accurate. So, but again, Jennifer, it comes down to practicing with your accessories after they're added to your gun. The things we do well, we do often, and practicing with that accessory on our gun often is going to make us a better shot. And I think we got one more question from our viewers. And Kel, what is that question?
This question is from Suzanne, and it says, should I look for bargains when considering accessories for my gun? This gets real confusing.
Okay. Just like any other purchase we make in life, we have to be budget conscious. Okay? Let's say that right up front. You've got to be budget conscious. That being said, you get what you pay for. So if I purchase a $59 flashlight or I purchase a $59 electronic red dot sight, it's definitely not going to be as tough and rugged as a $400 electronic red dot sight or a $150 or $200 flashlight. You have to purchase what your budget will allow, but if you're looking for accessories for your gun, I would recommend whatever your budget is right now, maybe waiting a month or a couple of months till you can get the budget and purchase a higher quality item. I have found in my law enforcement career and in my firearms professional career that if I went budget, that I'm usually going to have to replace that budget item more often than if I go quality with the purchase. So that's all we have time for this week. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and that way you'll be notified when we upload new videos to our website. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Be safe, shoot straight. Until next time.